Well, going on a ginseng adventure, see if we can find some over here in eastern Kentucky. I'm riding that electric bike. Gonna hear a little wind probably. I'd like to find a place to mount this thing, that way I could ride and not have to hold it. I talk about that all the time. I need to just quit talking and do it. You ever think about, the cameras, the videos that was taken with video recorders, the footage was not blurry, and then these digital cameras nowadays, when you go back and watch the video, when you go back and watch the video, it's all blurry because it's moving too fast. Like when you're videoing clouds, these storm chasers, the tornadoes was easier to see on the old time camcorders versus these new ones, these iPhones and stuff, digital. So this is a 750 watt motor, and you can see it's not overly strong, but it's pretty strong. And you can take these bikes anywhere. They're not just made for blacktop. That's not what they're made for. These are made for people to go off-roading through the mud, through the hills, through the dirt. And I got a Hemingway cruiser, which is not really strong enough, but it gets the job done. There's a tree. There's a tree. Now, I should be able to get across this fence here. So these e-bikes can get you places quickly. That's the best part about it. We're going up a power line right now. Got my tires pumped up too much, they're really tight. Spider webs all over the place. What I like the best is how quiet it is. It's so quiet. Just kind of sneak around. Oh, Lord forgive me. Now there should be a drain here. I think I'm at it. So we're at a new place in eastern Kentucky. Not Carter Caves area. This is a different area. As you can tell, there is no cliffs. There's a lot of rattlesnakes in this place. A lot of copperheads. I saw a buck in here one time. Had my sights on him, but I didn't shoot him. But he was like a 12-point buck. Had white-tailed deer, had 3 drop tines on one side, about 12 inches long. 3 drop tines on the other side. Monster, non-typical, beautiful. And I could have killed him. I was hunting with a 30-30. Let me wipe this. 30-30 Marlin, which is really good for this kind of stuff, for white-tailed deer. But I didn't shoot it. And then about a week later, somebody poaches the deer in the field at my parents' house, and they don't pick it up. They leave it. We go get the deer. I should have shot it when I saw it, but it was out of season. We go get the deer. The next morning, my sister saw him shoot it through the window. They shot it from the road with a spotlight. We go get the deer and hang it up in the barn. And my dad goes to work. He's got to work. We didn't have time to skin it out or anything. People could see it driving down the road. A lot of people stopped to look at it because it was so big. Just a giant whitetail buck. And that night, the poacher snuck into my dad's barn, cut the deer's head off, and took it. So the poacher stole the head of this deer after he killed it out of my dad's barn, which infuriated my dad. People trespassing inside his building. I later found out exactly who stole it. It wasn't just a neighbor a couple miles away. Now that was wrong. It was wrong to poach it. It was wrong to not get the deer after you poached it. It was wrong to steal the deer's head out of my dad's barn, even though you were the one that shot it. See, that's the kind of thinking. You think that you own it, you shot it, you own it, you should have went and got it, you know. So nobody got to use this buck for a trophy. It ended up in a freezer in the guy's house. And one of my buddies went there and he showed it to him. And he said, guess where I got that at? And he said, I don't know. And he said, so-and-so's barn. So that's the story on that. The biggest whitetail buck I ever saw. Probably had like a 42-foot spread. I mean, it was so big. It was big though. So anyway, we're looking for ginseng. Looking for rattlesnakes. Hornets. Yellow jackets. Gotta beware of those type of things. Now it is really dark in here. And a snake will easily, copperheads will be in here for sure. I see some yellow root. So this is live. Here's, I don't know if anything's here or not. I'm only going to stay a few minutes. I see yellow root though. See that one? Get my finger out there. Right at the end of my finger, that round, those things, those are yellow root. Worth about $90 a pound dry. This stuff here, these trees here are spicewood trees. Smells like ginger ale or whatever when you break them, and that's the kind of stuff you want. I mean, ginseng grows really good around these types of. They got red berries on them and such. Now I'm figuring on there's quite a bit of yellow root in here. See all that? I'll have to tell my sibling. She will want to know this. That's all yellow root right there. It's probably about 40 bucks worth. If you dig it all. But there should be some ginseng in here, I would imagine. I'm gonna pause you till I know I was gonna try to do it live, but I'm gonna have to pause you because I don't want my video to get an hour long. Alright. It is so thick in here. If there was a bear Squirrels are cutting. Squirrel season. Should be squirrel season. But if there was something dangerous in here, you would never see it. No way. Fall's coming, you can tell by the leaves changing. It's September. Well, still ain't found anything. Nothing. See a lot of bloodroot. See a lot of Indian turnip things. Ow. Not a lot of ginseng. And, you know, it's rare here. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. I just like to look at it. I don't even dig it most of the time. Unless it's huge, you know, big roots. I like to stumble across one. Anyway. So, didn't know I was recording. Sorry about that. I see one. I see a couple. Look how hard. Can you see that red berry? That's all that's showing off of that. So hard to find, man. So that's one. There's another one. Make sure I'm not stepping on any. That one's missing all of its leaves. Crazy. If I find a 4-prong, I'm gonna dig it. And I'll put it on camera. I'm gonna take these berries. When you plant these berries, they fall off and stuff eats them or whatever. These things like to grow next to these logs. First look and see and make sure there ain't no snakes under there. And just make you a little bitty trench, just about an inch deep. Throw them down in there. Cover them up. The law actually says that you're not allowed to dig it with any type of tool. That's what Kentucky law says, that you got to dig it with your hands only. Now that's a good size 3 that I just pulled those berries. I already lost it. There it is. It ain't got no leaves, but I'm not gonna dig it. I'm not gonna dig it. Still recording. I only found those 2 so far, but judging if the leaves are gone off of them, they're gonna be nearly impossible to find. That's how you take the leaf. You find them and you don't want somebody else to come behind you and dig them up. You tear the leaves off of them and they're nearly impossible to find. That's for sure. Now, I did not bring my sidearm, my pistol today. I got in a hurry and I left, which was it's not a good idea, because there are black bears in this place. So I hope I don't run into any of those guys. I know it's probably boring to watch, but man, it's really pretty in here. This place has been logged on how many times, and it's still pretty. I'm gonna put you back in my pocket until I find another one. I see some red berries, but cannot tell. can't tell what they are. It's either a blackbird or an Indian turnip or ginseng. A blackbird with red on its wings. I think it's one of those Indian turnip things. This is so steep. Look how gravelly. Look at this. It's crazy. This is almost too steep to walk on. That's how steep it is. That's not ginseng. For sure. Well, it wasn't a very long trip. I'm gonna try to work my way out of here. So I'm almost into the ravine. I'm gonna hit pause till I get out of here. I was in a hurry trying to find ginseng. It's almost dark. I just wanted to run up here and check. So I live in the woods. So all I gotta do is just run out and kick it up a holler. But you can't hardly find it when you're in a hurry. You gotta take your time and look really closely. So we only found 2. There is a lot of yellow root in here. I'm sorry about keeping that camera so close to my face. I'm trying to keep it back. There is a lot of yellow root in here. And yellow root's not very common. That's hard to find too. You're not gonna be able to just go into the woods, run in there and find this stuff. You know, maybe 1 out of every 100 times. You gotta know where to go. You gotta know which way's north, south, east, and west. You gotta know the elevation is good to know. You don't have to know that, but if you know the elevations, you just gotta know what it looks like, you know. People need to get out of the house more and travel through the woods like this. Just be careful. It's good for the soul. And there's a lot of yellow root in here. Rattleweed is worth like 10 bucks a pound or something. Yellow root's like 90 bucks a pound. Blood root's a couple dollars a pound. So a fella can make money and survive at doing this if he wanted to. But you're going to be digging mostly yellow root and rattleweed. Black cohosh. I'd love to walk up on a 4-prong or a 5 or a 10. Giant stuff. But it's not going to happen unless the Lord blesses me with a random big ginseng plant. Because I just don't have enough time to earn it. But the Lord doesn't care about earning. He gives freely. For one, he'll do for the other. And then for one, he'll do, and he may not do it for the other. It's totally up to him. Alright, here's one of those Indian turnips. That thing right there. Let's see how deep it is. I may dig it up for you. Show you what I'm talking about. Now, these aren't for sale. These are for eating. You don't want to eat too many. See that little thing right there? It's got little spikes on it. And they're microscopic. You gotta scrape them off and then you can eat it. And it's hot, it'll burn your mouth. But there is nutrition there. And you can tell by these broad leaves. And at this time of the year, it's got these big berries on them. But yeah, there is nutrition there. Of course, you can eat the bark off of the pine trees and get nutrition. If you're really just thinking that way. Man. I'm gonna pause and get out of here. If I run across something cool, I'll show you. But look how pretty it is. Gorgeous. I didn't go up high enough on these hills here. really green. They look dead. Anyway, spicewood trees got little red berries. Don't ever eat a red berry unless you know what it is. Red equals dead. Ain't that the way it goes? That's the same. Red equals dead. Blue is good for you. Oh, purple. Just got bit by a spider. And spiders are not, they're not toxic, but they will bite, and they do hurt. They do hurt. Probably got a million tips on me too. Oh, man, you come out here, you gotta deal with all this crap. Man, that hurt. So, I'm gonna check over here in this log pile. A lot of yellow root though. There's more yellow root here than I've seen in one place for a long time. So that's it. Just two. Only two on the whole trip. And they wasn't big enough to dig anyway. So pretty in here. Go around this way. I don't want to go back in the same way I came. You know, I've only been here for about 15 minutes. But I don't have enough time. Dark. I'm not talking about that. Crows are spooked. Now I'm spooked because I heard something walking over there. It wasn't no deer. It's probably a raccoon or something. But in here you can't see very far. That's the bad thing about it.